Welcome back, everyone, to more fun in Railroader. Angry here. We're back in our Whittier yard with Huntington and Broad top number 1, our little C25. And last time we did a little bit of switching. We got some stuff taken care of down at Ela, but now we have to refuel and get this locomotive all set, and then we also have a bit of logging stuff that we need to do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this engine starting to move here. This is a little C25 featuring a CN6 on it. So hopefully we'll be able to get rolling quickly. Now this locomotive is a little bit beat up. It's had a few little accidents. There might have been a little bit of derailing that happened in past adventures, but still in pretty good shape. But it is almost out of coal and water, so we do need to get that taken care of here. And for those who are wondering why the yard might look different, definitely check out last week's video in Railroader. Shows off some of the changes we did for that and some of the mods that we've been switching around. But for now, let's go ahead, switch over, make sure we normalize all of our switches. And we're literally just going to kind of bounce around until we get to the water plug and that. I actually am quite surprised. This coal dump, I already can take this over to the interchange, but I do that as well just to clean it up. Allow us to do a little bit more stuff. But our little railroad is plugging along, even if we are only running just Whittier to Ela. But we have a lot of growth that we want to do. So we'll see how much we can get done today. We'll probably do all the prep work just to make sure we can expand. And then from there, we'll actually do the thing and expand further. So, alrighty. Come on over here, you little engine. And then make sure that that is all switched up. And we'll back it down. So this little engine takes 7 tons of coal and 4,000 gallons of water. I am thinking that the tender on this is a little bit small. I realize it's the stock tender, but it would be nice to have something just a little bit bigger to help facilitate it. So let's go ahead, fill up on coal. Then we'll grab some more water. If we look up on Conley Creek itself, so we have a couple of cars up there at number 1 and then number 2 that we need to pick up. And we are using some modded stake flats, which are really, really nice. And they do a great job of basically hauling whatever we need to haul. And they look really awesome, too. You can see one of them way over there. So, yeah, today, just a cleanup sort of thing. Nothing too crazy or exotic, but exactly what we need to do to keep this little railroad running. So we'll give this here a moment or two to load back up. We'll be right back. And just like that, we are refilled on both coal and water. So we'll go ahead and get the standpipe away from us. And let's go get some logs off the mountain, shall we? So our little C25 here pretty much has been redelegated from originally being kind of the main freight locomotive to now being kind of a logging locomotive slash switcher slash whatever the current need of the railroad is. So it certainly has put in its effort, and we're very thankful for it. But at the same time, it's also getting to be a little on the underpowered side compared to what we actually need. So right now we've moved the switch locomotive down to Ela for all of the industries there. And now we're basically just trying to figure out how we best need to expand. We do have more cars coming in the very near future. Make sure before we get too far that we actually are going the right way. Excellent. But if you look on the map, we do have the Thomas Valley Cabbage Industries, so we have cars coming for that on the next interchange. We actually have more stuff also going down to Coe. So we may be able to run those even if the line isn't fully unlocked yet. So that'll be interesting to see. But of course, right now we are mainly doing Whittier to Ela, and have quite a bit that we can do. We also have a pasture train that's not quite abandoned down there, but definitely needs to be rescued to do a full run through before we transition to the next day. We don't have any more interchanges scheduled for calendar day in game. Our stats are not great. We've done a little bit of bad, but when we look at the milestones, we have ordered the next set of Ela track and bridge. Stenzel manufacturing is currently being expanded, so we should have that soon. But I just want us to get to Bryson, that way we can actually do stuff with it. The only milestone we've done is a diesel fueling stand in Leader. So there we go. In other news, debt is continuing to go down. Let's go ahead and pay $2,000 down. So now we're only 13,000 debt, which the good news is this railroad is making money, which is excellent. You can see that a lot of these Ela places have been quite nice, so it's been good to pay that down. We have plenty of equipment. We do need more cars at some point, but we'll see what happens. It looks like repairs have been done on some of the other equipment that needs a little bit of love, so that is excellent. We have a bunch of repair cars out currently on the line, because basically we have, I think, 3 engine terminals right now. At least they can fix up equipment. Ela, East Whittier, and then there's one down at Thomas Valley. So once those come in on tomorrow's interchange, I believe, then we'll be fine. Meanwhile, the plucky little C25 is just stomping up this grade. And it likes to take this curve a little fast, doesn't it? But, yeah, the plan is going to be to take this all the way up first to L2, get those logs. And then we'll come down, grab the other 2 that are at L1, and then toss them all in on the same log line. That way we're good to go. We only do have the sawmill at tier 3 right now. So we're not eating through a huge amount of logs, but we definitely want to keep it fed because that's easy money in game, and we definitely want to maximize whatever we can with everything here. So we'll see what we can do. Meanwhile, it looks like we're coming up on L1 at the moment. We're just going to highball through as long as this locomotive can take those turns, because it is not happy with these, the sharpness of these curves and the speed that we're taking. Plenty of logs on that one, of a couple different sizes too, which is good. And I guess we probably can fit another log car or 2 on that line, so we might have to buy another one at some point just so we have full tracks on 1 and 2. I don't know if we'll use 3 this playthrough, just because it's awkward to get into. And of course, pulpwood is easy to work with on all of these. Thankfully, we don't have the line to any industry that requires pulpwood yet. Or, yeah, I don't think we do. Right? Let me check. Well, those are all going to be active tomorrow. Yeah, I don't think we need any pulpwood right now. So at least we have that. So, all right, let's stomp up this grade. I'll meet you at the top of the hill and we'll get these cars filled up. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and just nice and gently couple up to these couple of cars. Brakes are off. Release the consist, and let's just roll backwards. And we're on a fairly steep grade. How much are we on right now? Like a 2.5% grade roughly. So we could just let this thing roll a bit and then save our steam, save our water, save our coal a little bit. I do wish we could put some retainers on these cars. That would be a fun thing to add in the game here. But as the Magic Conch says in SpongeBob, maybe someday. But we'll just let our little train start rolling down here. It is picking up speed, even with 8 pounds of pressure on the, or 8 pounds of brake on the train. But it's holding at 15, so that's good at least. Meanwhile, the number 1, the Saxton, is just nicely cruising along. Let's make sure that we have the headlight pointing the right way. I have a dream that one day this whole railroad could almost be logging focused exclusively. And what do I mean by that? I find every industry between like Bryson and Silva that would take some sort of logging. So logs, pulpwood, wood chips, you name it, and run a railroad that's almost exclusively that. Now, granted, you would need to have a Shea locomotive or a Heisler or a Climax or 5 to be able to run it, and then have some road locomotives that would then take stuff between various places. But it would be a lot of fun, and I think that would then change the dynamic of my my streams and my playing kind of significantly. But I digress. It'll be interesting to see if something like that ever happens. Meanwhile, we can pick up a little bit of speed here as we back down the hill. And we're making some steady progress here. How far do we have to go? Yeah, we're not too far from the next camp. But like, wouldn't it be fun to have like really rickety wooden bridges that go high up into the hills, like really steep grades, heavy log trains, like, and you're just really recreating the logging railroad experience, which this game does a little bit, but I think if it could be expanded even further, it would be even better. But God, that would be something. Let's let this roll just a hair more. We're pretty much almost at the flats here, so that's easy. Let's see, we'll throw our switches that way. Everything is good. Thank you, remote control brakeman. Put a few pounds of brake on here. Coming a little hot. A lot hot. We finally got it under control, but now the question is, will we clear that switch? And looks like we did. Excellent. Let's go ahead, get these other couple of cars, realign that switch so we're good. We might need to give this. Geez, this train's already almost 1,000 tons. That is a lot of lumber. But imagine if this was a Shea locomotive climbing this hill, even with a 3% grade. How much we could haul with that. Ooh, that would be fun. That would be so fun. All right. So nice and gently, we'll take it around, get coupled up to this next set of logs. Alrighty. Let's go ahead, Get these coupled up. Take the handbrake off. I said take the handbrake off. And you know what? I want to repaint these cars. Now that we have most of them together, I think we should repaint them. So let's get you going. Nice and gently. I want to customize their base color. It should be black. And just copy a couple, please. Yeah, that looks better. I like that a lot. That uniform black paint. Yes. Alrighty, yeah, and you can see the models of these stake flats. I like them quite a bit. They're just so good, and they do a really good job. Now the log loads actually look more realistic too, instead of just the skeleton flats, but I digress. So, now, hopefully, we won't have to worry too much. But we do have 1,000 tons. Tons now. So we'll give it a little more beans just to get the speed going. But as we go through these switches, we are about to hit a grade. And I want to make sure that everything's renormalized. Just so that way we're kosher. So our little dude's running. We are normalized now. And let's just hop on the end of this car here. And, you know, even going 9 miles an hour with this heavy of a train is like, okay, this could be a fun little trip. And fun, I mean, facetiously, because it could be a dangerous time down the mountain. All right, we are normalized. Hop back on this train, and let's roll. So we only have about a mile or two to get back to town, but make sure our switches are set for us. Yeah, that looks fine, and then we'll go ahead grab that. We have 2 cars ready to go at the interchange. Not the interchange, the logging camp. No, not even logging camp. It's a sawmill. What the hell am I saying? But I don't know whether it's... I know this one's probably worth it to get. These 3 or 4... Because right now, if we look at the sawmill, it is full of logs. So there's... it consumes 11 cars of logs a day, and it has 30.6 logs in the pond. And realistically, we have... Oh, gosh, we're starting to speed up here. I need to get these windows away. We have probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 logs per car right now. And we're bringing 9 cars of it down the hill. So we've got lumber for days, which is both a good and a bad problem, but hopefully it will consume a bit more in the very near future. But it would be nice just to make sure that we Gucci on getting all these loads figured out. So just keeping cycling the brakes on here. This is why it would be really nice to have a retainer, just to have a little bit of air to be held back. Alrighty. How far back do we need to go? We almost to the switch. I can never... Whoop, whoop, whoop. Don't fall off the train. Don't fall off the train. Don't fall off the train. I can never quite tell. Yeah, no, we're at the bottom of the hill. So. Alrighty. We'll just let ourselves coast down. We're off most of the grade here. We've still got plenty of weight pushing us, though. And we do have a grade crossing coming up, but we'll start blowing for it once we get that sign for Conley Creek. And actually, we're starting to get a little fast, so let's go ahead and put 10 pounds of brake on. like a glove. And then this should push us most of the rest of the way into our logging abode. So that should be good. Now that we're off the hill, we can actually pull these log cars down with us. I'm going to leave that switch set because we don't really use it. We can, though, reset so we run on the main line. Over here. Okay. And we'll just go straight to our log dump. I don't think it makes sense to get that one car of wood chips out yet. And the other car here, I don't think we're going to worry about. I think we'll try to rescue the passenger train, though. Just so that way it's back, and then we will have completed our one run of the day. Here. Whoop! Definitely would have just bricked my legs when I did that. Let's go ahead and bring this train to a halt slowly but surely. This train's got quite a bit of weight to it. But I think it's going to work out just fine for us to bring it to where we need it to. Like I planned it. Let's get this in. All right. Brakes are off. Brakes are oiled, not brakes. The whole assembly's oiled, so that's good. So now we just need this thing to shove in. And has that even dropped any logs? Yeah, they've dropped a few, so that's good at least. Plenty of cars over there. Alrighty, close the throttle. Start slowing down a little bit here. We're going to make a nice couple to the train. Should we couple it? We might not want to. Just because I don't know if that's going to impact. Oh, we have a lot of distance to go, though, so we are going to have to couple in. But maybe I could slow down a little bit first, please? Come on, I got to fit 2 more cars in here, and I've got room for it. Please. Train. Train, please. Okay, come on. Come in. Perfect. Our log cars are now planted where they need to be. Let's go ahead, tie this consist up. And with that, I think it's time for this little locomotive to let's change it up. We use this for logging. Let's have one of our road locomotives go and get the other carts here. So what shall we choose? Should we choose the C46 or the Mikado? And I'm tempted to do the C46, even though it's definitely a bigger road engine, mainly for freight. And there's not any freight that we can really do. It's a Purdy model, so therefore we will choose it. And we need to rename this locomotive as well. So what should we name it? Well, on the Huntington and Broad Top, there were a number of places we could name it, but I'm just going to call it Broad Top. And let's choose the locomotive. Make sure that it's ready to go. If I can actually click correctly. And thankfully, this locomotive's in peak physical condition. Nice big honkin' choo-choo with plenty of coal and water in it, so it'll be perfect to go and rescue the passenger train. While we're here, though, let's go ahead and just push the next coal hopper up, so that way we can get that taken care of. You know, it's that multitasking thing that people talk about sometimes. So, go ahead and get this there, couple that up, shove forward, release the handbrake, and maybe if I'm lucky I can actually get both of these hoppers spotted onto this track. So we'll leave them there. And then that way, those two can dump down and help with the hoppers. Because this coal dump needs approximately another 10 tons of coal in there. So there you go. And now that it's performed that most important function, we're going to AI this to run down to Ela. Now, why would we do that? Well, because we're going to use this opportunity to make sure that the passenger engine can get down there. And we can then go ahead and tidy up what we're doing down here. Let's make sure the switches are set correctly. Yes. So it should go up to there. Fantastic. And at 25 miles an hour, it should be good to go. So let's also make sure that we can get this fixed up. Yeah, there we go. Alrighty, so there goes number 4. Because we can also then move that one coal hopper onto our interchange line. That way it can actually be refilled, and that way we start cycling out hoppers. Come on, nice and gentle here. All we need is one car. Alrighty. So, with our magical superpowers, that being a C25 steam locomotive, we will go ahead, kick that car onto one of the outgoing tracks, and then just come back over and get her ready to go with with sending out more coal to load and also getting this engine fixed up. So that should be good. Okay, and this one I'm going to normalize the switch a different way, because that way it's not just going straight to the coal hoppers. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. I'm a dum-dum. Because we have two tracks right there. So you know what? Let's just shove these back. All the way to San Jose. Oh, and we actually have 2 cars to deliver down here. We've got a Stenzel car and a Hallfield oil car. Well, looks like the turns have tabled. Okay. Forgot about those 2 cars. Those are very important cars. And to be very quick about it, just go ahead and kick that one. So, looks like this Stenzel car, we're not really going to be able to do anything with, but we can at least take care of the Hallfield oil. Alright. So, high ball through the odd time. Meanwhile, where's our passenger engine? Passenger engine making steady progress. Switches are aligned appropriately. And, yeah, because what we'll be able to do, we'll just run up here, and we'll take this little siding. We will hurl in this car. And then probably just because these are not anywhere close to being done, tack the Stenzel car on the end of the Stenzel cars. And as they get done, we'll try to get them completed. Yes, that sounds like a perfectly reasonable plan. For a perfectly reasonable plan to work. Okay, that car's still going down, so they are pulling from the correct end. It's a good time coming down to the Og here. Alrighty, as we enter the little yard here, we'll start to slow down a bit. Because these are not fast switches. We're taking them like they're fast switches. Okay, so here's what we'll do. We're going fast enough. Let's cut away. Get a little bit more speed. Alrighty. So we'll make sure to tie this one down as we get to it. This car is... Wow, that actually is making a lot of progress. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Brake. Well, that went well. Yeah, that went fantastic. Crap. Management, don't see anything. And now using my Herculean strength. Hoya! And we're good. I didn't throw that switch, did I? Damn it. Okay. See, I got too focused. I got too overwhelmed with what just happened. All right, come on, you. Alrighty. And by the power of our magical superpowers, we have now collected the train. So we can go ahead, cut away, and then have this one just kind of drift lazily back to the engine house to get fixed up. And I think our passenger engine has also reached the passenger train. So that'll be good. But, let's see if we could probably just leave this lined. Yes. And then it can go there. And then straight back. So I will bequeath to you, number one, the ability to run backwards at 15 miles an hour. Godspeed. Alrighty. Now let's hop over to number 4. Just get you taken care of here. And I have somehow ended up in the middle of the engine. Just like I planned. Okay. Let's go ahead, couple on up to our passenger set here. And looks like no one is on the train, so we never bothered to actually reload it. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Okay. Got 74 people waiting here. So I guess we have to wait for them to load. Already, and just like magic, we are now ready to move. Train is full. And off we go. You know, in the time we've been waiting since we were last back here, looks like nothing has really moved as far as cars ready to pick up. Maybe one or two, but not enough to warrant actually doing switching down here. I think it's more like a once a day, drop it off, do the thing, and then come back. And thankfully, we should be good to go getting this train back. So while we do that, we'll end this here. So the passenger train is now finally being rescued. We pretty much wrapped up operations for the day here on the Huntington and Broad Top. So if you like the stuff here we're doing, please like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel. A huge thank you to all of our channel members who are getting this content early. So if you want to keep up on the adventures of what Ragtimer and crew are doing, definitely consider becoming a channel member. More info is down in the video description. And keep up to date on all of our live streams, because maybe by the time this episode airs, there'll be even some more updates onto the railroad. You'll be like, oh wait, this already happened, didn't it? So maybe check that out if you like. But otherwise, we'll see you later, and see you next time here with Angry Ragtimer. Bye-bye.